We headed out on day 2 with a new batch of rented scooters and the promise of more adventure riding in the jungle. Today, Janine got to ride without a passenger. We rode along this tree-lined street specifically because Bunny knew there was a lady here who sold roadside gas. Yup, a little motorcycle-pulled cart full of bottles of gasoline. It seems I was the only one in the group who didn't know that this was a thing. Shortly after taking on a mere liter of gas each, we were on a dirt jungle road again, passing the odd home. It was a very bumpy road that made some wish for a sports bra. Eventually, the path left the jungle to pass between farm fields, with a very relaxed cow that didn't seem to mind us at all. Once again, the jungle suddenly gives way to a clearing and temple ruins. It was breathtaking to see this simple sunlit temple that has stood here for hundreds and hundreds of years. Next, we went deeper into the jungle, following the perimeter wall surrounding the grounds of a much larger temple. The jungle road was actually in pretty good condition and was spectacular to ride. After about 5 minutes, we pulled up and parked by one of the entrances. Before we went in, Bunny told us the story depicted on the entrance of the god of protection saving the world from an evil demon by blowing out all the fire with his wings. We walked through the gate to find a kilometer-long path taking us to the temple deep within the grounds. During the walk, we were surrounded by jungle sounds, birds and insects, that the camera microphone unfortunately didn't pick up very clearly. Too bad, it was pretty special. The trees you see among these fabulous ruins are called sponge trees. They are soft and spongy on the inside, but very hard on the outside. These amazing trees are found throughout, and have grown to become part of the temple ruins. Bunny explained the significance of many towers, complex, fantastic, interwoven stories of kings and demons and gods and powerful beings. He was a truly wonderful guide. This is a rainbow bridge, which connects the earth to heaven. I'm pretty sure I'm standing at the earth end. We continued along the perimeter wall to pick up another perimeter wall of adjacent, even larger temple grounds. Bunny found yet another rarely used dirt path to follow, which took us out across a bumpy field, following a slightly less bumpy rut, and into the jungle again, a true jungle trail, barely wide enough to ride along. And suddenly, another temple appeared out of nowhere. After moving my bike from the red ant nest I had parked on, I caught up with the group and learned that this is the temple that was in the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider movie. Remember the scene with the mystical little girl that kept running away through the temple? Well, here is Janine being that little girl. And she disappears. Bunny took us into a chamber where voices don't echo, but pounded chests do.
Right here.
Pretty cool.
And then you can hear. Can you try it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do like this. Yeah.
It's a place to make a wish. I'm still waiting.
Bye-bye.
These old ruins are, well, ruins. Sometimes it helps to have a guide that knows the way around. Soon we were back onto the jungle path, going where no scooter should be able to go. The path ended at a house in a clearing. Bunny stopped and asked for permission for us to use their access to the main road. And within a few minutes, we were driving across another rainbow bridge, guarded by nagas at either end. We got to ride through the next set of temple gates. We all thought that was pretty cool. A little further along, we found another dirt road and rode past some jungle huts to ride through the ruins of an old palace. We stopped for a short talk, then continued to the nearby temple parking area and spent a little time watching the monkeys enjoying mangoes.
The 4 faces:
The 4 faces are
compassion, sympathy, tolerance, and charity.
Yeah, got it.
fantastic. Bunny explained that while the ancients wore regular clothing at home, nobody was allowed to see the king unless naked. That way they couldn't hide weapons. The walls tell a lot of stories of sumo wrestling, wild boar fighting, dancing concubines, games of fighting prowess, and much more. We left by riding through the gate again and crossing the ruins of a rainbow bridge. It was common to see 4 or even more on one scooter. We made one more stop at an unofficial gas station. Unlike what we are used to, this wasn't a gas station with a food store attached. This was a food store that also sold bottles of gasoline. We walked a ways from there.
I mean, it's magical to walk through this jungle and then come across this.
Yeah, you can walk through the temple.
This is actually a termite mound in the shape of Buddha. It is treated as a miracle and is now a place of worship. We saw a few wild dogs like this one. They seemed happy and healthy. We were told that the monks to make sure they have food and water. Bunny then took us on a path that followed the ruins of a wall along the lake. It was a pretty path that sometimes entered the trees, but it was a bit treacherous, deep sand in some places. Sometimes I couldn't quite ride with one hand holding the camera. And it took its toll. Andy and Reggie came off the bike. Reggie was mostly unhurt, but Andy broke his collarbone. Ouch. We called Bunny's wife to come with a car, and Bunny got Andy some ice while we waited for the ride to take him to the hospital. Eventually, we got Andy to the hospital for some x-rays and a sling. Maybe a little too much adventure riding.